The San Angelo RV Show, sponsored by San Angelo RVs. Conveniently located on South Bryant next to Santa Fe Furniture, San Angelo RVs has all you need to enjoy living on the road in your very own motor home. Our phone line is open now at 481-0960. Call us now with your RV questions and let's enjoy the open road.
Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. Another Saturday morning and another RV show on the Voice of the Concho Valley News Talk 960 KGKL. David Wayne here with you, and I've got George West in the studio and Patrick.
Yes, hello.
Patrick from San Antonio RVs, here to talk about RVs and service and maintenance and sales and all sorts of fun stuff.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Super Dave, how you doing today?
I am great.
Well, sir, sure great early on this Saturday morning. I just got off of a 13-state, 3,000-mile road trip, and boy, I saw the world, it seems like. And,
yeah.
It was really great. Hey, Patrick, he just got back. Where were you at yesterday, Patrick?
I was over at Balmorhea State Park.
And what were you doing out there?
I was taking care of some drone photography for San Antonio RVs and San Angelo RVs as well, actually.
Oh, okay. So you're going to have a video going with that so people can see the area? And
yeah, we're trying to get people to kind of see, all the different things and places that you can do with your brand new RV. And one of our favorite things to do is to take your RV out to the state parks.
Yeah, definitely. I actually went through a national forest just the other day on one of my stops, the Mark Twain Forest. I think we have a call on the line.
Yeah, we do have a call on the line. Hi, you're on the air with the RV show on News Talk 960 KGKL.
Man, that sounds like Super Dave. How are you, Super Dave?
It is Super Dave, and I was wondering where the Big Dawg was. He's on the phone with us.
The Big Dog's out, hiding little treats and getting ready for little, Bunny to come hopping through West Texas.
Yeah, that sounds good there, Big Dawg. You're missed in the studio. I mean, Super Dave started crying when we showed up today, and you weren't here.
Well, Super Dave's like that. But, thanks to my good friend George West and Patrick, or the newest addition to the team, got Patrick there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was showing us some of that video footage of the drone stuff. It's just an awesome place to go there, Big Dawg. That was a good idea.
So how awesome is that this guy, he's in charge of making sure SanAntonioRVs.com and SanAngeloRVs.com has got plenty of content. And not only does he do the web page, but he does the Facebook and all the social media. So he went out and learned to pilot a drone, and so he can capture some of these different places to go. The Balmorhea, and I think he went up to Pertinellis Falls and Inks Lake, and is capturing some of these things, to kind of put on social media and entice people to, say, hey, maybe this is a place we need to take our RV and try out with our RV.
Yeah, at Yellowstone Park, Big Dawg, I think that'd be a good place for me to go film for you. How about that?
Well, number one, George West, you can't pilot like my dear friend Patrick. And the drone, and it takes a lot of skills.
Yes.
And number two, we're not giving you that long of a vacation. Your next trip is going to be out, along the Gulf Coast, somewhere around Mississippi area to pick up some pampered pre-owned.
Well, yeah, the other day I was, near Chicago, and it seemed like I was heading towards L.A. I went about 3,000 miles along the way.
Yeah, it was a good trip, but we cut that one short. So, speaking of Easter and bunnies and finding things, it looks like pretty soon here, I think this week, we're going to be able to find Winnebago towables over at San Angelo RVs,
and
which is kind of a huge deal. Winnebago, one of the oldest names in the game.
Oh yeah, what is are those little lightweight trailers? Are they big living motorhomes, or what are they, Big Dawg?
Well, the Winnebago towables we have coming are going to be they make a micro mini, and they make just a regular mini. These are going to be trailers that are anywhere from, I think, about 18-foot single axle and go all the way up to 32, 33 feet. And Winnebago likes to use a lot of bright colors on their fiberglass. So you'll see, kind of like a little bag of Skittles or a bag of M&Ms. You're going to see some red ones for the Texas Tech colors, and I think that's the color up there Super Dave will tell us of the school up there.
Red and black.
And you know, got the dark blue for the Cowboys. They even have a camouflage cover coming out.
You know, I haven't seen that one yet. It's kind of hard to see camouflage trailers.
Well, the schools here in San Angelo are blue. Blue is the dominant color. ASU is blue and gold. Central High School is blue and orange. And the Lakeview Chiefs are blue and white.
Well, I thought Tech had Texas Tech had a school up there. Some
ASU is Angelo State is part of the Texas Tech University system, but they retain all of their, you know, like our mascot is the Rams. It's not the Raiders, and they, you know, so they retain their school colors and their mascot and everything when they went to the Texas Tech University system.
Hey, you learn something new every day, and that's why I like having Super Dave around. Super Dave is a fountain of knowledge.
He was born on
anything you want to know, Super Dave knows.
Yeah, he knows. He's like an encyclopedia over here. You were born on the San Angelo River, weren't you there, Super Dave, right over the Concho River?
Pretty close to it, actually.
Yeah, so he knows the area, Big Dog.
Super Dave, so all the you know, for people maybe driving through or haven't been in San Angelo, spent much time there, all the sheep on all the corners. What's the significance behind this?
That is something that the San Angelo Downtown, I think it's the San Angelo Downtown Association put together. But San Angelo at one time was known as the mohair capital of the world. And in a lot of the agricultural community, it's still known as the mohair capital of the world. And the reason for that was because this was the point where the sheep herders and the sheep ranchers would bring all of their sheep to San Angelo, and then they would go to Fort Worth or up north into the Kansas area, you know, Topeka, Kansas, and what have you, for the trading and stuff. So this was kind of a central hub for a lot of the sheep herders out here in West Texas to bring all of their sheep in. And San Angelo became known as the mohair capital of the world. So I want to say porcelain sheep. I'm not really sure exactly what they're made out of, but those that you see around town, like I said, I think it was the Downtown Association that put all that together. And they're colored and motifs based on what the business wants. So like the ASU, there's one outside of the ASU campus, and it's orange, or rather gold and blue, just like the ASU colors. And then, you know, a lot of the businesses kind of paint their logos on them in some way, and other ones just get a plain sheep.
Well, I think San Angelo RVs is definitely going to invest in one. We need one out because we want to fit in the community. You know, speaking of a hub, the hub for West Texas, you know, that's kind of what San Angelo has become for RVs. I mean, you have all the folks that we draw in every single weekend, from, Monahans, Abilene, Midland, Odessa, Lubbock, lots of folks coming down from New Mexico, and they're all making that pilgrimage, that journey down to San Angelo RVs, and, you know, checking out our inventory. There's another competitor here in town as well, and they sell quite a few RVs as well. So we're really becoming known as a pretty big RV hub in San Angelo.
Well, yeah, Big Dog, one of the number one selling travel trailer on the planet. You carry those over there at San Angelo RV. That's Jayco RVs.
Yeah, Jayco, and Jayco will bring folks in from all over. Hopefully, you know, Patrick is up here this morning to help out with the show and kind of fill in for the Big Dog. But he's also got his drone with him. I mean, he didn't go anywhere without it.
Does he sleep with the drone?
The other day that they saw Patrick out mowing his yard, and he sets that drone to follow him as he's mowing the yard back and forth, and he drones everything. But one of the things he's doing out there is he's going to do some drone videos to display the inventory and some stuff for San Angelo RVs to put up on the social media so that folks can get on there and kind of see what we got and have a little bit, you know, everybody wants to do some shopping, and they shop on the computer first or on the phone. And so it's nice to have as much information and videos and pictures as possible to help that shopping experience. I know that's what Patrick has done for San Antonio RVs. He's even done his 360 tours. Tell us about the 360 tours, Patrick, and when are you going to get those up on the web?
Yeah, it's an ongoing process. We always get in new RVs as we go, but it's a really cool little deal where you can just log onto our website, and pick an RV that you're interested in, and when you get there, you'll actually see the screen come up where you can actually click through with your mouse. It's a full 360-degree interactive tour where you can literally, with your computer, walk through the inside of one of these RVs, so you can see what it really looks like from like a personal point of view, what it's like to be inside of one of these RVs. And you can walk through the bedrooms, you can go into the bathroom, and it's just, there's no better way to get inside of an RV without actually getting inside of one. So it's really exciting stuff.
I tell you what, it's amazing. Modern technology and all the things that help us, shop for these RVs. It's just incredible. I know. You've been busy this week and you've been on the road gathering a bunch of that stuff. It is just great that someone can sit at home and get on the computer, go to SanAngeloRVs.com or SanAntonioRVs.com and click and just to start to see all this stuff. I'm here on SanAngeloRVs.com and I'm clicking. Jace, have you seen all the new the prowlers? We got some looks like we got a new prowler line over there.
Oh, yeah, those actually are really nice. The finish out's good on those. I walked in a lot of different brands there, Big Dog, and I've been, of course, traveling the country, stopping at other dealers, looking at other brands, and boy, there's just, some of them are night and day. Some of the finish outs on some of these RVs, they're just not as good as others, and you carry a lot of those quality high-end brands at both your locations at San Angelo RVs and San Angelo RVs and San Antonio RVs.
Yeah, so the Prowler's new to San Angelo. Winnebago Towable's new. We have Sport Trek coming. Sport Trek, the Tourings are just absolutely unbelievable because they've got some of those floor plans that are great for living in, some of those big front kitchen floor plans that really open up the space and make it good for living. Because, we got a lot of, and Super Dave will tell you, there's a lot of people out there around the area, the windmill, the oil, and a lot of these folks buy these RVs to live in them and work in them. That's a big part of what they do out in West Texas. So now bringing on the Sport Treks, and I think they'll be here hopefully sometime next week. We'll start to get our first Sport Treks in. The Winnebagos will be in. The Prowlers have already started getting in. And, of course, the other big shoe to drop is Open Range. And Open Range is George, as you could tell him, he's been around for a long time, very popular trailer, and a good quality live-in trailer. I know you've had some experience towing some of those Open Ranges, George.
Well,
and really like them.
Construction and insulation is a big part of the quality of that stuff, the stuff inside the walls. The finish out with the countertops, and the quality of the fabrics and materials in there. You get different price points. Just like in cars, they've got like a 350 version, a 450 and 550. Well, the RVs are the same way. They have entry level, mid level, then luxury. And Open Range is more not the high end luxury, but it's got a luxury finish out inside. You can see the fine trim with the mini crown molding inside of it and the nice, cabinetry woodwork, handles on the doors instead of just a little bitty place for your finger to go in. So, every little thing added on an RV. When you're camping, one thing I've noticed, Big Dog, is you sending me on these trips, and when I have the luxury of staying in the RV, is when you're staying in them and start camping in them, it's a lot different than looking at them. Like the place where the cup holders go by your bed, USB chargers. A lot of these guys put them right by the bed. They got some of them. This one I had, it was so far away. I was like, there was no way I was going to charge my phone. I had to find it. It was underneath the microwave in the kitchen. I guess they only had 2 feet of wire. That brand, I won't mention it on air, but you do not carry that. It was used, one of those pampered pre-owned. You had me travel around the country in there, Big Dog.
Absolutely, and we love the pampered pre-owns. I tell you what, I had a pretty good run of finding some pampered pre-owns. We have them coming in from as far as New York. We got a CB transport that's about to hit the road and go get us, bring us out some. Like I say, some from Mississippi rolling in. And you can get on the website, Patrick had the San Antonio RVs website and the San Angelo website kind of linked together, so you can get on and see either or from the web. Because when it comes to Pampered Pre-Owned, one place might not have what the other one does, and you might make that drive to go down and drive a little, save a lot, and get a nice Pampered Pre-Owned. Because the thing with the pre-owned is it's all about the condition, and that's why we really try to look for the nice, clean ones. Nobody wants to buy anything dirty. We all want something nice. We want something clean. Not too long ago here, 6, 7, 8 months ago, Patrick went out and got himself the new Subaru. He didn't go look for the dirty one. You picked out the clean one, didn't you, Patrick?
I did pick out the clean one. That's right.
And on a pre-owned product, Big Dog, condition is 90% of the value. If something is 2 or 3 or 4 years old and it's still clean, someone took care of that thing. Stuff doesn't stay clean. Just an RV sitting there is going to start, the dust is going to come in, the water leaks. They're going to have to take care of it even if they're not using it.
Oh, absolutely. And you take care of that by getting with Sam over at San Angelo RVs and just making sure that roof has been resealed, making sure that the slide seals are still good, and keeping all the stuff out. I mean, there's just a lot of little maintenance things. The RVs are a lot of work. They require some maintenance. You can't just buy them and let them sit. They take some maintenance. How many times have we talked about tires and making sure that your tires are in good shape so you don't get blowups? Because the weather, we're already starting to get pretty warm. You were down there in by Fort Stockton yesterday, Patrick. What was the temperature coming up yesterday on the road?
It's all getting to be about 80 degrees. So.
Oh wow, Big Dog, we're coming up to the first hard break.
Coming up to the break.
We got to let these sponsors. Got to let the sponsors speak. So the guys that are pushing the show.
Yeah, you're listening to the San Angelo RV Show on the voice of the Concho Valley, News Talk 960 KGKL.
San Angelo RVs, the newest RV store in town, located at 1524 South Bryant next to Santa Fe Furniture. The only place to go in San Angelo for Jayco RVs and trailers. Jayco is the #1 selling RV in America for over 12 years. We have a large selection with trailers starting at $12,900. New or pre-owned, we have something for you and can get you on the road today with easy financing. Stop by San Angelo RVs today on South Bryant next to Santa Fe Furniture for your next RV or trailer, or find us online at sanangelorvs.com.
San Angelo RVs, the newest RV store in town, located at 1524 South Bryant, next to Santa Fe Furniture, the only place to go in San Angelo for RVs and trailers. It's not only about the sale, it's about service. San Angelo RVs is a service-oriented company that just happens to sell RVs. They pride themselves in the service provided to customers at the time of the sale, after the sale, or any time at the dealership. Even if you didn't buy it at San Angelo RVs, call Sam at 227-6548 to keep your RV in top condition. San Angelo RVs has a full service department, appliances, electrical generators. San Angelo RVs does it all. No need to go anywhere else. Keep your RV ready for the road. As the seasons change, San Angelo RVs will have you ready for the cold winters or the hot Texas summers. Give Sam a call at 227-6548 for service, or schedule your service appointment online at sanangelorvs.com. San Angelo RVs, 1524 South Bryant, next to Santa Fe Furniture, your full service RV dealer.
My name is Ruth Rusi, and this is how I live United. I read to children as part of United Way's education program. It helps them create links between language and literacy and prepares them for a better academic future. I figure I have the time and they have the need. My name is Ruth Rusi. I help kids prepare to succeed in school. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer. Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
With Dave Ramsey, Laura Ingram, Sean Hannity, and now Brian Kilmeade from 11 until 2. Why go anywhere else? News Talk 960 KGKL.
And we are on the voice of the Concho Valley with the San Angelo RV Show. News Talk 960 KGKL. George West in the studio, along with Patrick from San Antonio RVs, and we've got Big Dawg on the phone with us.
Oh, that's
Cha-ching, money.
Sounds
money,
like
money.
That's what I heard in those casinos there, Big Dog. With all them slot machines taking all my money. Hey, what happened?
It's fun.
we go.
Funny, I'm sitting here looking at SanAngeloRVs.com and noticing, and here we've talked a lot about Jayco's and travel trailers and the new Winnebagos coming in. But boy, I mean, we've sold a lot of the stock trailers. I mean, no big surprise out in West Texas. A lot of people have livestock, but it is amazing to me how many of these livestock trailers we have sold. And I start to think, and we've had folks come as far as Colorado to buy livestock trailers, but the biggest majority of our customer base there is kind of in that San Angelo area. So it's nice that to know that they don't have to drive so far. But we're kind of one of the only outlets, the only resources for that stuff around right now. It's nice that we've shortened people's drives to go get things like this, and they got a local dealer that can get them what they want. We're helping the environment because we're all the less fuel that's being burned to have to go out of town to get these trailers. We're like a green dealership. What do you think, Patrick?
I think that, like I just said, everybody wins in that situation. I think the customer wins, the business wins, the community wins, which is probably the most important.
You know what? And that is so. And I don't know if you picked that out off on your overseas adventures, but that win-win scenario that is so important.
That's true.
George, you think just because you drive all over the country picking up pampered pre-owns, you still have not logged as many miles as Patrick, because Patrick is worldwide.
He's the global traveler.
Yes,
the globetrotter.
Yeah, he's global. He's global, and just got back from the world tour, and we often get emails and comments from people all over the globe about Patrick and his tours.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to pick up the pace there if you want to be like your co-host there and pick up the traveling pace.
Well, I was asking you the other day. I wanted to go pick up an RV in Hawaii, but you were real hesitant on that. I don't know why. You wouldn't let me do something like that. It'd be a hell of a drive coming back from Hawaii.
Well, it'd have to be, and I have seen a YouTube video of an RV, a motorhome that they do something and it floats and submerges, but. He's being
renegade
serious,
wave
Patrick. Or rogue wave, and I think the trip would be over.
Well, I'm thinking we could ship one over there, and I'll just go over there and make sure it's okay. If we could schedule that, and I can log some miles on my traveler's log. So definitely, I want to catch Patrick. I mean, he said he's been doing this for years.
Well, he has. That guy is like Super Dave sitting across from you is a fountain of knowledge. Mostly all about, we set up a lot of things, that you can't see on SanAngeloRVs.com with Google and the pay-per-click so people can find the ads. And of course, he's up there doing the droning. There's a lot that Patrick does and a lot that goes into things. I mean, it's a full-time position for the two companies.
That's right.
Yeah, it's not what he does. It's what can't Patrick do. I mean, that's really the question right there.
Well, now you mentioned being at Balmoral State Park.
That's right. Yeah.
And doing some video down there. Does your drone go underwater as well?
It does not go underwater.
I have an underwater 360 camera, so you can talk to me, Super Dave.
Yeah.
We can do that.
Well, I was thinking about that. There's the pool down there at Balmoral State
Right.
Park, the spring pool that is like 30, 40, 50 feet deep, and it's clear all the way to the bottom. So, because it's spring fed, it's beautiful.
And you're wanting to film?
Yeah, sure.
Under the water?
Of course.
Okay, that sounds pretty cool. I have a waterproof 360 Nikon, so mine actually can go down on submarines and stuff. I was going to do that, but I don't know. I don't have a submarine. But
you get the GoPro, you put it in the case, or I'm more into the cheaper cameras than the GoPro, but they all come with that waterproof case that you can just dunk underwater and do all the action video that you want.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Hey, well, Big Dog. So, what do you have planned for Easter? You gonna go out there and eat some eggs, hunt some eggs, or give away eggs, or?
Okay, and the Big Dog's got some pups, so every now and then you got to do something for the pups, and we're gonna get to do some family stuff there. Try to get out and have a little good quality time. Which in RVing, that's what we're talking about here is RVs, and that's what RVing is RVs are family time. get out and enjoy the great outdoors. I mean, they've now made a National Outdoor Month in June is National Outdoor Month, and getting out and enjoying all that in an RV. And that's why we send Patrick out to some of these places to record and get, some of the footage of the people out going out doing these things, putting it up on our Facebook, putting it up on our website, because just kind of catch that experience and then share it with everybody. And I'm going to tell you, Patrick has done a heck of a job. There's a lot of these days you turn on and there's a lot of anti-millennial stuff. Millennials, they don't work hard. They quit too easy. Things like that. I'm going to tell you, Patrick has kind of proved them wrong. He gets out to Balmoral State Park and they don't want to let him in to do some filming. So, this guy never taken no for an answer, knowing he wants to make the Big Dawg happy. He sets his drone up, and of course, the airspace and drones fly, and creative thinker, and Patrick, you kind of made that deal happen, didn't you?
I did. There's an old saying: "Where there's a will, there is a way." So
I like
the
way.
Will, there's a way.
Yes, that's exactly.
That's one of my favorites, and I actually add to it. I add a little bit to it.
Oh, yeah?
What is that, Super Dave?
Where there's a will, there's a way, and I always have will.
There you go.
And we have Will, too. It's Wild Will Eubank.
That's right.
Over there at San Angelo RVs. And where there's a will, there's someone who can show you how to, different floor plans in an RV and show you everything about an RV over there at San Angelo RVs, Wild Will Eubank. Well, I'm going to go hide some Easter eggs. You guys have a good time. I appreciate you stepping in for us, Patrick.
Absolutely. Anytime.
Everybody have a safe drive home. And Super Dave, you have a good Easter.
All right, I sure will.
Happy Easter to you.
All right.
Well. That was an exciting update from Big Dawg. He didn't have to wake up at 3 this morning to head up here to San Angelo. So
no, he could get up at 9. He called in shortly after the show started.
Big Dawg gets up early. He gets up early. That dog gets up early. So he don't sleep all day. He texted me at 5:30 the other morning. I was in the Mark Twain National Forest in Rolla, Missouri, and guys, I was coming down from Chicago and in that area, and I was found a place to stay the night. And 5:30 in the morning, he texted me. I was like, oh my gosh, I was like, what in the world? He goes, can you cruise to Oklahoma to look at this RV? I was like, okay, that sounds like that's on the way, right? But it does. I mean, there's a route down there that goes all the way from Chicago to L.A.
Right.
The Mother Road does. And
yep, sure does.
So luckily I had the Google Maps and everything. It was kind of fun, and I found the way. These phones, I tell you what, I would be lost without, having the maps on there and the navigators on my car. There's no way. And I had this new app. Have you ever seen Waze?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got the speed limit on there.
Really
so I
nice.
keep that one running because going through these old highway towns and stuff, it goes 55, 45, 35. And it's very accurate, Patrick. In a lot of the old towns, you would not believe it. I was wondering, but I had a couple speed limit apps on my phone, and that one pretty much had all the roads.
I know that they're one of the newer companies that are really, really coming out into the scene as far as.
Well, I was telling the Big Dawg about that. You can put a billboard up on that app. Did you know that? It's $2 a day.
No, I didn't.
So we need to do that at San Antonio RV so they can see that on there.
In directions. Yeah.
I've studied. My college degree is actually in computer science. It's not in my minor was in journalism and broadcasting. So, and we studied how those maps actually work. And what they do is they do layers. Okay, so the ground is basically your first layer.
Okay.
And then the next layer is like the terrain that's on the ground. And then the next layer might be the streets that are, the streets and roads and stuff. And even that has got separate layers because if you think about zooming in, if you're looking at a map of the United States, you might see the interstate system. And then you zoom into the state level and you might start getting the state roads. Then if you zoom in closer to the local level, you might get the city roads. Well, the city streets and all that kind of stuff. Oh, that's the layer of the
map. So when
each one of those is a layer, so that as you zoom in closer, you get more detail.
That's why it does that. What's kind of interesting, Super Dave? I was, of course, my 13-state, 3,000-mile journey last week. I started stopping at rest areas and doing reviews. Well, like when you enter a state, there's a rest area there. They've got maps.
Right.
So I grabbed a map. Thank God I did. You know why?
Why?
My phone went dead with the Google Maps. I was like,
oh, no.
I had just, it wasn't an accident. I grabbed that map. I was like, I've got a map. And I kind of knew where I was going. So while I plugged the phone in, because it takes a while to charge up, I didn't know the cable came undone in the cigarette lighter. A 12-volt lighter. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Yeah.
It's not a cigarette lighter. And all of a sudden, the phone just went off. I was like, oh, my gosh, where am I?
Right.
And I was lost, but I had a map.
Of course, the other thing is if you lose your data coverage in that, it'll do the same thing. It's kind of frozen.
There's not really anything you can do about that. Except
See,
just keep going.
I've got 4 phones.
Because
in case they go out. And you would not believe the nightmare I had on that. I was like, how did they all? I wasn't paying attention. That's one thing that I would like to tell any of the first-timers out there or the new to the RV industry and traveling around on those long journeys. You need to, put safety first.
Well, of course.
Definitely. A friend of mine, he's a retired truck driver, and I kind of was telling him what I was doing. And, of course, I've been trained on it too, but he's always like a little, daddy to me. He's like, well, make sure you walk around that RV before you get out of it. Make sure you check the tires on it. And when it's a good thing to do. Check the batteries, check your lights. And definitely, I was like, it's good to just be reminded constantly to do a little safety check before you take off.
Yep.
And here's a good one. If you're traveling up north and it's 50 degrees out in the day, well, it's probably going to be below 32 at night. And if it starts raining or misting, ice on your windshield.
Yeah.
So make sure you have de-icer in your windshield.
Not only on your windshield, but more importantly, on the road.
Oh, yeah.
Because you can scrape ice off of the windshield, but it's kind of hard to scrape ice off the road,
Well, the de-icer and the washer fluid is really good because that'll keep your – otherwise, you got to pull over, scrape your window. I was like, man. So it's about, $2 or $3 a gallon for de-icer up north, but I poured some in there. So there's a lot of little things to learn.
Yeah. So anyways, you talked about the speed limits being on the GPS apps and navigator apps and stuff. That's just another layer that they added to those mapping files. That's how they do that.
Okay, not everyone has that, and I don't know why.
Right.
I don't know. It was just kind of amazing. CYA when I was driving down the highways.
But don't trust it.
No, it's probably. I noticed it's probably 75 to 80% accurate.
Yeah.
And I still pay attention to signs, speed limit signs, but sometimes if all of a sudden who can always be looking at the side of the road? You've got to be looking at the road, and you can miss it, but at least it's a good backup.
Yep.
And I go,
exactly.
Oh, crap. I'm going, 51.
I'm 65 and a 55. Uh-oh, I better slow down.
Yeah, and I usually, because I'm towing the RVs and stuff, I drive pretty safe. Even without RVs, I have a perfect driving record. So.
All right.
That's hard to accomplish. You have to be on points all the time to do that. So, but it was really neat. Have you ever been to a casino, Super Dave? Are you a gambler? Or?
I have not ever been to a casino.
Yeah, see, I started out, we left San Antonio RVs and started heading east. And we're getting kind of late, a little tired. We hit Louisiana, so we thought we'd stop off at the Isle of Capri Casino there in Lake Charles for a lunch break.
I know where a lot of them are, but
yeah, well, what's really nice about that place is it had a place for us to park the RV.
Yeah.
And we went in there, and, of course, I called ahead, just kind of kidding around, asked them if they were open, and, of course, the casino never closes. So, it was kind of nice. I think we showed up at 3 in the morning or something like that.
Right.
Well, it was breakfast time. They have a good buffet there, and, if it was right onto the highway, it wasn't way far out of the path. And, we needed to eat. We were hungry, I can't confirm or deny whether I came out a winner or loser, but I had a lot of fun. And definitely. You ever gone to the casinos there, Patrick, on your...
Oh, yeah. Actually, Matt took me and the head tech over to Louisiana, to New Orleans, a couple years ago for the RV parts show that they hold every year. And during the trip there, we did go hit Harrah's.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to text me the address on that one. So. Well, yeah, because I'm like casino jumping. They actually have a club, or there's a group of people that go to all the casinos and park their RVs in it it's like a club, or at least a bragging rights, I guess. Right. They do that for the national forest too, because that of course I left Louisiana and I headed north to Dayton, Ohio, and of course with this being a Air Force town there, that is the birth of the aerospace industry up there in Dayton, Ohio, right past Patterson Air Force Base. I didn't get to stop. I mean, by the time I made it to Ohio, it was 2 a.m. and the museum wasn't open, but I wrote it down on a bucket list. I was born in Dayton, Ohio, and I've been to the Wright-Patterson Air Force Base Museum before when I was younger. But it'd be nice to go back there. I got to see my family and friends and stuff like that, and that's what part of the journey was about. That was the main stop on this big journey that I went on. It was great. And definitely, I visited the Jayco factory where these pampered pre-owns at San Angelo RVs are carried, and they have a visitor center there with all the history of Jayco. I should get you those pictures, Patrick, and you could put them on San Angelo RV's website.
Oh, yeah.
It's got like the founders and all that stuff, and I got to stop in there all of maybe 30 minutes, and I got a keychain, so I mean,
nice.
It was nice. It was nice. But because of the casino stop, the day before, I didn't have any money to buy a shirt. So it was kind of, I know.
Yeah.
They had some nice Jayco shirts that were real colorful, but I was like, I got to make it home. I can't. I need to take a little extra cash next time.
Yeah.
And those casinos the food there is pretty expensive there, Patrick. I don't know if you ever, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. So, that was a lot of fun. I got to see the horse and buggies. You ever been up there to the Amish country? And
I've not yet, not personally.
It was raining, and the Amish guy was driving down the road with the horse, and it was putting his head, and it was pouring down, and they were still going to work.
Wow.
And then horse and buggies. You ever been up there, Super Dave?
No.
It was like a travel back in time. Middlebury.
Oh, yeah. I've seen a lot of pictures.
Oh, yeah. I went into one of the plants, and I got to see the manufacturing process where they start with the frame, and they go up with the wood construction on the interior walls and the exterior walls and start doing the finish out. I mean, it was a line where they move them down the row, and I've always wondered what a plant looks like inside. It looks like the inside of a Home Depot pretty much with all the RV parts and stuff like that. But the people were working hard. Oh, there we go, Super Dave. I mean, it's
time for a break again.
Oh, my gosh. That's what I feel like when I'm stopping off at one of those locations. It's like, I got to go.
Yeah.
The clock's ticking. Big Dawg says you got to move. So
we'll come back, and I've actually got a couple of questions I'll ask when we come back, and we'll talk about Route 66 as well.
Yeah.
So, you're listening to the San Angelo RV Show on the voice of the Concho Valley, News Talk 960 KGKL.
San Angelo RVs, the newest RV store in town. Located at 1524 South Bryant, next to Santa Fe Furniture. The only place to go in San Angelo for RVs and trailers. It's not only about the sale, it's about service. San Angelo RVs is a service-oriented company that just happens to sell RVs. They pride themselves in the service provided to customers at the time of the sale, after the sale, or any time at the dealership. Even if you didn't buy it at San Angelo RVs, call Sam at 227-6548 to keep your RV in top condition. San Angelo RVs has a full service department, appliances, electrical generators. San Angelo RVs does it all. No need to go anywhere else. Keep your RV ready for the road. As the seasons change, San Angelo RVs will have you ready for the cold winters or the hot Texas summers. Give Sam a call at 227-6548 per service or schedule your service appointment online at sanangelorvs.com. San Angelo RVs, 1524 South Bryant, next to Santa Fe Furniture, your full service RV dealer.
San Angelo RVs, the newest RV store in town, located at 1524 South Bryant next to Santa Fe Furniture. The only place to go in San Angelo for Jayco RVs and trailers. Jayco is the #1 selling RV in America for over 12 years. We have a large selection with trailers starting at $12,900. New or pre-owned, we have something for you and can get you on the road today with easy financing. Stop by San Angelo RVs today on South Bryant next to Santa Fe Furniture for your next RV or trailer, or find us online at sanangelorvs.com.
Is that a faucet running?
That's not a faucet. That's a river rushing through the forest. Forest rivers provide over 100 million people with clean water to drink.
What? I can't hear you because of the vacuum.
That's not a vacuum. That's the trees in the forest cleaning up the air we breathe.
I didn't know the trees were so amazing.
Yep, and the forest gives us shade, trees to climb.
That's awesome. Let's go explore some more.
Visit the forest today and enjoy all it does, just for you. To learn more about the forest and find one near you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
San Angelo's news authority and information leader for over 85 years. The voice of the Concho Valley is News Talk 960 KGKL.
News Talk 960 KGKL. You're on the San Angelo RV Show with George West and Patrick from San Antonio RVs. I'm David Wayne. Call in with your questions at 325 4810960, and Depeche Mode.
Oh, yeah. This was
getting out on Route 66.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was the Mother Road there back in the day. It connected the Chicago to L.A.
Yep.
And actually, I started way up there in Indiana and was right at Chicago. And
2,000 miles along the way.
Yeah, they say it's maybe 2,400 miles. Of course, they turned everything to interstates and all that stuff. But as I was heading down there, I wanted to go by the St. Louis Arch. You ever been by
I have been to the Arch.
They actually have an RV park right there at the Arch.
Yep.
And I went downtown, and of course, you had to have a reservation.
That was a high school trip.
Oh, really?
And I've actually got a picture that I took. I was leaning against the side of the arch.
Yeah.
When I took it, looking straight up.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and I look at that picture and that negative, and I'm like, which way do I turn it? It was a square format, so it's kind of like, which way do I turn this picture to make it right?
Awesome.
Because you can't really tell. You can tell that it's the arch, but you can't really tell what direction it's really supposed to go.
Right.
Oh, no doubt.
Because of the angle.
Have you ever been by the Arch there?
I have not been to St. Louis, no.
That is one of the national treasures there, is that Arch National Monument. It's right there in downtown St. Louis. I mean, like I said, I was cruising from Chicago to L.A.
Right.
And along the way is St. Louis.
Also this time of the year, it's not just Easter weekend; it's also opening weekend for Major League Baseball.
Yes,
Yay.
yes. And what's your team? Are you allowed to mention that?
I've got to be a Rangers fan, of course.
See, I'm a Reds fan. I'm from Dayton, Ohio.
But that trip to St. Louis that was an orchestra trip in high school, and we went to a St. Louis Cardinals game.
Right,
that was my
Busch
first
Stadium.
Major League Baseball.
It's right there. Busch Stadium's right there.
Right, yeah. So.
And it was, you know what? And I got off the interstate and, pulled the RV. It was no problem getting down there. And I went to the place where buses and RVs can park, but it was full.
Uh-huh.
And they told me that you had to make a reservation. How are you supposed to know something like that when you're on the road? So then I had to get out my trusty Google map there, and I saw on the map Mark Twain National Forest was just about an hour down the road in Rolla, Missouri. So I was like, all right. It's early enough. I can cruise down there.
But yeah, let's go check out that.
Yeah, let's spend the night in bed down there in the National Forest. You ever been to Mark Twain National Forest? He was a storyteller. Pretty good. Have you ever read Huckleberry Finn?
Yeah. Who hasn't? Well, maybe Patrick hasn't. I don't know if that's still required reading in school.
I had to do all of the Mark Twain.
Oh yeah. And do you remember anything about what you read, Patrick? Or you?
Sure.
Yeah, what was your favorite part of the whole Mark Twain story?
What, the whole story?
Yeah.
What? Are you just talking about like the story of Mark Twain?
Yeah,
like
just
his
Mark
life?
Twain. Yeah, his whole life. Was The Cave? Did you like The Cave and Huckleberry Finn?
No, Huckleberry Finn was a really good one. It was probably one of my favorites, actually.
Yeah. And what was good about Huckleberry Finn there?
I kind of really probably just the way that they, when you read that book, they place you in old America. You're sitting there. And you close your eyes, and you can see like the steamboats on the Mississippi, and it's just you're there. He had a really good way of making you forget where you're at while you're reading his stuff. So it's
master storyteller,
right?
See, and that's kind of like why I like Google Maps, because I don't have to. I can forget where I do actually don't know. But people call me on my phone. They're like, "Where are you at?" I'm like, 72 miles from Rolla, Missouri. They're like, what does that mean? I'm like, I'm not really paying attention to where I'm at. I'm looking to where I'm going in the next turn with this map.
Yeah, now, and there's another thing about Google Maps and actually any of the navigational or GPS type apps. Practice with them first before you go to a strange area.
Yeah, definitely. There's different things on the maps that avoid tolls. Avoid ferries, which I've never seen any ferries. You ever seen a ferry before there, Patrick? I've seen a leprechaun, but never a ferry.
I got mine out one time, and it told me there was a McDonald's on Pecos Street here in San Angelo. And I'm like, I have never, ever heard of a McDonald's on Pecos Street in San Angelo.
Hey,
So I drove to the location where the app told me to go to, and it was a doctor's office. It was actually a dentist's office. McDonald Dentistry, as a Dr. McDonald.
Oh, you did? Well, I did that too. I was looking for a Chick-fil-A, and it drove me over there to the campus at school, and I'm like driving around. Like I said, I'm like, where is the Chick-fil-A?
Right. Hell, here at ASU.
It's
yeah,
on the campus.
It's actually in the university center on campus.
The map was right, but I didn't have the courage to park and walk in there. So
right.
I was like another Chick-fil-A 2-3 miles away. I drove around the campus for 30 minutes. I kept turning left. Or I was like, how did I miss? I was like, you stupid mask, but it was correct.
The things we'll do for a Chick-fil-A sandwich, huh?
Hey, I like Chick-fil-A. It's good.
Me too. I'm
it's good and healthy. I'm on a diet, especially putting all these carbs in and everything.
So here's the question.
Yes.
About RVs. Let's get back on topic here, so to speak. Do they have lease agreements with RVs too, like you would with a regular vehicle?
Well,
like
actually,
a car.
That's not very common. But what I just read the other day on the news was industry that's getting really big right now is something called the RV share industry.
Right, the share.
That's right. That's rentals more. But back to the leases. Yes, they actually do. I sold a $150,000 fifth wheel to a guy, and he leased it.
Right.
He was working in the oil field. That guy made some good money too. He's the guy that told him where to dig the holes.
Ah, okay.
So he bought a $150,000 fifth wheel. I was selling his wife a $50,000 fifth wheel. He walked in. He goes, "We were on delivery, Super Dave," and he looked at it and he goes, "I want that one." I said, "What's another $100,000?" He goes, "I don't care." And he called his banker.
Wow.
And wired the money into the bank and took that one instead. But yeah, he did it it was on a lease.
So it's like 6 months, and you still have to bring it in for maintenance. Does it work? Does it work like a car lease?
He had to put like 10% down or something like that, and then they do the ratio on the payments on it over a period of time. I think it was a 5-year lease, something like that. But with his business, he got to write off the whole payment,
of course,
for the business because he was living in it. And I was like, man, I'll tell you what. So he actually. I wonder what ever happened. That was a nice fifth wheel. It was the nicest one I've ever seen. But it was
for $150,000, I would hope so.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. I mean, you're in motorhome territory at that price point. But yeah, so to answer your point, they do leases. You can rent RVs out, which Patrick was talking about.
Well, I mean, you talk about the pampered pre-owned, and I'm thinking, well, the best deal in the automotive industry, in my opinion, is to buy a lease car or a program car. One that's, Hertz Rent-A-Car or Enterprise or one of them has had for a few years, because you've got to keep the maintenance up on them, and you've got to keep all of the stuff up on them if you're going to lease a vehicle. So if you're going to be buying a vehicle, if you buy a new car, you drive off the lot, you've just lost 25% of its value overnight.
Yeah, well,
just by signing the paperwork and buying the car.
Yeah, but it's that happens with everything. Go buy a new pair of shoes and try to sell a used pair of shoes. You ever done that?
Right? Yeah. I mean,
I used to have a
happens with
girlfriend.
everything.
I bought her a bunch of shoes. And then she went and sold them all. And I was like, she said they only give her like $10 for these shoes I paid $200 for. I was like, she don't wear them once.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just.
I have my own comment about buying your girlfriend's shoes, but I'll keep it to myself.
Well, I mean, we were going out. I mean, when you go out on the town, it can be kind of expensive. And the ladies always like a new outfit. That's just the way that George West goes, buddy.
In Korea, when you buy a lady's shoes, you're telling her to run away from you.
Oh, is that what you're telling her?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, over here in America, that one didn't run away from me. I actually ran away from that one. But anyway, so moving back on to San Angelo RVs and the RV lifestyle and traveling the road. You ever been down Route 66 there, Super Dave?
Nope, but I sing about it.
Yeah, I started off up near Chicago and went past St. Louis, and then I had my maps going. I was looking for Route 66. I had 3 GPSs going, one with avoid tolls, one with highways. And you say, where's Route 66? And it doesn't tell you.
Well, because parts of it doesn't exist anymore.
Exactly. But I'm like, how do you find this place? How do you find this place? So I'm getting like 20 miles from the border in Missouri. And I'm like, I'm running out of fuel. And I'm like, where do I go? And this map's saying this and that map's saying that. Turn right, turn left. I'm like, where's this place at? So finally, I exited because I remembered the song.
Yeah.
Joplin. Or Joslin, Missouri.
Joplin, Missouri.
That's what it said right there on the map. And I was like, and I had a hand. By this time, I'm using a hand map. Not even the Google things. I'm looking on a regular map I picked up at a rest area in Missouri at mile marker 111. They have a Route 66 rest area. You should see this place. It has a neon sign in front. All the picnic areas are made out of concrete buildings. They look like, tire shops and stuff from the 50s. Checkerboard floors inside. And so I was like, take a ride at Joplin, Missouri.
Joplin, Missouri.
Yeah, because I remembered the song, and I took her right there, and that was it. And I saw the sign. It said 66.
Yeah.
I was like, I made it. So I pulled over and filled up with gas, and I went down the historic route down there all the way to, I didn't get to Oklahoma City. I went to Tulsa. But it was pretty neat seeing they have a lot of Route 66 signs, and I stopped at a couple little diners along the way, and it was just really neat to see the old country road. So
Yep. Goes through Amarillo, too.
Yeah.
Amarillo, Texas.
You know, and what's funny, I was in Amarillo the other day, and I bought a coffee cup that said Route 66. I was like, why is there a Route 66 coffee cup here?
Yep.
And I was like, well, but I bought it because it was Route 66, and I actually drank out of it the day before I left. I didn't know I was going to hit Route 66 until I was in the Mark Twain National Forest. Have you ever been to a national forest or Treasure?
I have been to a national forest. Was one of the ones up in Colorado, and I've been through the Big Bend National. There's a Big Bend National Park is considered a national forest too.
Yeah, they had a nice little area there where I pulled up, and I can't tell you where it was at. I don't remember the turn, but it had like a viewing camping area where you could pull off to the side. It was $8 a night.
Yeah.
And, of course, I didn't stay the whole night. I wish I would have had more time, but I had to keep moving. And back to Route 66. Towards the very end of my journey, you know what I found over there at Choctaw? And they have casinos on Indian reservations there.
Uh-huh.
So I started off in a casino.
And you ended up in a casino.
And I ended up in a casino. I had $10 cash left, right? And I had enough fuel to get back and all that stuff and everything. I was like, do I want to eat a last dinner? You know, or do I want to gamble? So I pulled into the parking lot and I contemplated, because I was going to retire, Super Dave. You ever tried to retire?
I know you. You didn't gamble or you drank your dinner, didn't you?
Well, I am on a diet. Those all-you-can-eat buffets, I've kind of shied away from those. In most casinos, that's all they have.
Uh-huh.
And I don't want to, do something to be a detriment to my health and security. I was working on my retirement, and I took that last $10 and put it in the penny slots. And actually, it was a nickel slots, but it just wasn't. You don't win very much on those things, Super Dave.
No.
You know, in order to win big, you got to play big.
Oh, of course.
And I got up 6 cents and I got down $5, and it just sucked, Patrick. I had like 40 cents left, and I left. I was like, I couldn't even play another thing.
That's why I don't gamble.
Yeah,
right.
I could have retired though, Patrick. I could have played out for me.
Well, we'll come back with our last segment of the show here right after this on the Voice of the Concho Valley, News Talk 960 KGKL.
San Angelo RVs, the newest RV store in town, located at 1524 South Bryant next to Santa Fe Furniture. The only place to go in San Angelo for Jayco RVs and trailers. Jayco is the #1 selling RV in America for over 12 years. We have a large selection with trailers starting at $12,900. New or pre-owned, we have something for you and can get you on the road today with easy financing. Stop by San Angelo RVs today on South Bryant next to Santa Fe Furniture for your next RV or trailer, or find us online at sanangelorvs.com.
Consumer debt has more than doubled over the last decade. Are you in too deep? The National Foundation for Credit Counseling offers tips to help take charge of your credit before it takes charge of you. Carefully monitor your debt load. Pay extra on your bills. And if problems arise, contact your creditors. There's no shame in getting into financial trouble, but it is a shame if you don't take the necessary steps to get out. For free and low-cost advice on how to reduce your debt, contact the NFCC at 800-388-2227 or visit nfcc.org.
With Dave Ramsey, Laura Ingram, Sean Hannity, and now Brian Kilmeade from 11 until 2. The best lineup in talk radio is on News Talk 960 KGKL.
And we're back on the San Angelo RV show. Going to get the motor running, get out on the highway.
Yeah, that's where I'm heading out here real soon, Super Dave. And boy, it was a lot of fun hitting the road. I mean, for those first-time RVers out there, check out San Angelo RVs and San Antonio RVs and look out some of those new units and some of the pampered pre-owned they have in stock. And, start mapping out a place to go. All you have to do is just, say, okay, Google, and just pull up your phone right there.
Right.
And that's all you got to do is say, how far is it to Joplin, Missouri? It's not that hard. You can kind of like map out the way.
Or find a good Easter egg hunt to go visit.
Yeah, definitely. And speaking of Easter, and April Fool's Day is tomorrow. This is my 1-year anniversary of being in broadcasting, Super Dave. How many years you been in it?
I have been in total of about 25 years.
Oh, wow.
Getting close to 30, I think.
So you put the R in radio, huh?
Oh, I try to. Well, no, we got to leave that up. We've got to leave that up to Chuck, because Chuck really puts the R in radio. He's been doing this since the early 70s, so he's.
Well, he did it back when they used to just talk with tin cans and stuff like that, and had spring corn from neighbors' houses and stuff like that. Well, Super Dave, this has been a fast hour right here, definitely. And, you know, Patrick, it's been great having you in the studio today. And Big Dawg, we missed you, man. I mean, I don't.
Right.
Yeah, he's out having fun. The Big Dawg, he deserves a day off. That man worked.
The first time we videotaped the show, and you're going to put it up on your YouTube channel and Facebook and all that kind of stuff. Links to it on Facebook, I'm sure. And we might have Patrick. He's the computer guru. We might have him do all the video splash screens and stuff like that. That's what he's a graphics designer guy and all that stuff. Gotcha. And you know, and Big Dawg wasn't here for that.
That's all right. Big Dawg was here. We can put Big Dawg into the video, can't we, Patrick?
Yeah.
Sure.
Ain't that big
take
a
a picture, like they do on the news on TV. You know, the inserted picture with the name underneath.
We'll put one in, Big Dawg. You know, $5,000 reward. Find this dog.
Oh yeah.
Well, this was great. Check out the RVs and come back next week. We should have some more exciting adventures and tales going on, right, Patrick?
That's right.
We might have you calling next week from wherever you're at. What bar are you going to be at next Saturday?
I'm actually playing a show next Saturday with my band.
Okay, there you go.
So, multi-talented guy. He does videos, sings in a band, or play an instrument.
I play keys, but
keyboard.
Yeah, I do a lot of stuff.
Cool. Well, we'll be back again next week on the San Angelo RV Show on the Voice of the Concho Valley, News Talk 960 KGKL.
Thank you for joining us for the San Angelo RV Show, brought to you by San Angelo RVs. Come by and see a great selection of motorhomes on South Bryant next to Santa Fe Furniture, or call for more information at 227-6548. And join us next week as we enjoy the open road on the San Angelo RV Show.
You guys are my favorite.
The voice of the Concho Valley. News Talk 960 KGKL San Angelo.